Congrats to Coach Drew. I think his team is terrific. I don't follow a ton of other basketball leagues, but I've seen Baylor play quite a bit. I think there's a legitimate argument to be made that they're the best team in the country. Um, in fact, the Big 12 puts out their preseason ballot. You're not allowed to pick your own team to win. Um, and I think they got one vote to win the league, and it was mine. So I'm not shocked that they're really good. I also am really, really proud of my team. I am. I thought we played Oklahoma State basketball today. Thought we played with great intent, great defensive purpose. But I have said for 3 years that you can play well in this league and lose. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. I've been in, I think, 5 or 6 different conferences, and I'm not sure I've been in one quite like this where you can play with the energy and focus and intent and shot making ability like we did for most of the game today, and still have yourself, on the wrong side of the win-loss column. So my message to our team is we're not going to question why we're going through this way. We're just going to figure out how to be a little bit better on Tuesday, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll have a good practice, and we're going to chop at that tree a little bit more on Sunday and Monday and go up to Ames and try to be a little bit better. And eventually, I said the other day, it'll happen for us. It won't happen because we feel sorry that we haven't won so far. It won't happen because the other team allows us. It'll happen because we play 40 minutes like we did today. And I don't want our fans to think that I'm disregarding the wins and losses. That's not my point at all. But right now, I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on, I saw a team that fought for each other today in a way that if they continue to, we'll win some games moving forward. How many? I don't know. But we'll win. We'll get better. Our young guys will keep learning. And it'll happen. And I have more confidence in that today than at any other point of the season, including when we were 7-0. I'm more proud of our team today than at any other point of the season.
The team was pretty disciplined in the first half. On fouls, they went like 5. Baylor only shot 4 foul shots. Then in the second half, they draw 14 fouls, and Baylor gets to the line 19 times. Is that frustrating to see as a coach?
Yeah. I mean, I have to go back and watch the game to be able to tell you what happened. I mean, I don't want to analyze. I'm certainly not going to criticize the officials. I think they work hard. I'm sure some of them will foul, some of them may not have been. I don't know, but that's part of the game.
You changed the lineup up. What kind of went into that, and how effective do you think it was?
My job ultimately is to try to help our program have success. And, when there's an opportunity to make an adjustment that may can help, then we'll take that chance. We obviously hadn't been playing particularly well. I thought the 2 young guys who did start, I thought they did fine, but they play like freshmen today. It's just like what I talked about the other day. I mean, it didn't surprise me that they weren't as good as they were on Wednesday, but they earned that through practice and through working hard. And it gave us a chance to have Thomas come in and bring us some offensive punch off the bench. Gave us a time for Yor to kind of watch the game, maybe not pick up a foul early. He was able to play more effectively for a long period of time. And certainly didn't get the result we want, so I don't want to say it was a no doubt success. But I think our team responded the right way, which is the most important thing.
Yor, too, didn't pick up a foul till 2 seconds left in the first half. What did you think of his play today? And then I know he had that turnover late, too. How do you pick him up after that?
First, as far as fouls, I thought he played with. We played a lot of zone today. That's part of. We played more man-to-man, so I'm sure that part. I have to go back and look and see where we were picking up fouls. But the zone helped him, kind of kept him out of harm's way a little bit more. And they're a team that relies more heavily on their perimeter guys than some of the other teams we played. As far as the last play, it was one of probably 100 mistakes in the game. That didn't lose us the game. It was an unfortunate play. It's a play he makes, 20 times a game while he's out there. And, you know, sometimes when you're going through moments like this, those things happen. I told that kid I love him. He's going to be really good for us. And all I want him to focus on is he played 29 minutes and 56 seconds like your Nate's capable of playing. And I want him to focus on that and not the half a second where he just mistakenly threw the ball to the other team, because if he does continue to play the way he played today, he's going to be a big part of the reason why we get it turned and have success moving forward.
Coach, when you change the lineup, different things can happen, and obviously you got the response, I thought, from both Dizzy and Yor. When they came off the bench, both made big plays pretty quickly. It can also impact other guys in the lineup. Do you think that had anything to do with Cam? Because Cam woke up in the first half. That may be one of his best first halves as a player here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think there's a sense of urgency with our seniors at this point, and they play that way. They will all collectively, right, play probably as well as they have played at any time this season. And I think you get to a point in your career where you start to think, man, I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do this. And so that's what you usually see. You usually see, mid-January through the end of the season, you start hearing about seniors. Obviously really, really talented freshmen can still have an impact, but guys that are playing in their last few games, I don't know how many more times those guys are going to take the court out there or put those uniforms on or practice. And so he played with a great sense of urgency and a great sense of purpose to try to help his team win. I don't know if it had anything to do with the lineup change per se. I'm just hopeful that we can, as a group, focus on the things that we did well collectively, and then maybe eliminate a few mistakes, be a little bit better on Tuesday, and continue to build our confidence that we can win games in this league.
Cam talked about how they're focused on playing more free. What did you think as far as with the shooting struggles, them kind of getting past that, playing with more confidence? What do you think's been able to help them do that?
I didn't hear the first part. I'm sorry. They playing for who?
Oh, just Cam talked about how they're playing more free now.
Free,
playing
gotcha.
More, yeah,
Okay.
with more confidence. What do you think has led to that?
Man, we have guys who are proven shot makers. I think Thomas Azawa and Lindy Waters were like one. They both were in the top 5 in the Big 12 in three-point shooting last year. That doesn't happen by mistake. I mean, we're talking about the course of the season. And we played a game, I think a week ago, where neither one of them made a basket. So, I mean, that's more the outlier than the norm. In terms of freedom, I think maybe, again, back to what I was just telling Robert, those guys kind of start thinking, I don't have that many days. I'm not gonna regret how I approach this. I'm not gonna dwell on the negative. I'm gonna focus on what I can do to help our team have success. I really want it so bad for those guys, and it'll happen.
Last 2 games, you guys have been north of 60 points, and you talked about before that you can't score 40 and 50 points to win this league. Do you think, offensively, things are starting to come together more for them?
Well, yeah, that's what I alluded to earlier. Excuse me one second. Because you got to be careful how people receive information. So I want to be clear. I don't want our fans to ever feel like they need to accept us losing. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to win, and we're going to have a championship program again. But you also, in the midst of it, you have to see the progress that's being made. You can't hide from the fact that we've played much better this week than we did 2 weeks ago. And not just from a shooting standpoint. I think defensively we were pretty good today. And it's a defense that we've played more this year than we have in the last 2 years. But it's not necessarily how we're building it. Those kids made the adjustments. They're completely bought into what our staff is trying to do to help them. And eventually, if they don't start doubting that we can have success, we will have success. It's just, right now we're not. And we got to own that, but we got to also acknowledge the progress that's, I think, pretty evident. But, I get that some people say, man, you haven't won a Big 12 game, dude. And I get it. And I hear them, and I understand. I can't focus on that. I can't focus on just the result. I got to look at that stat sheet and say, we out-rebounded them by 7. We shot 10 for 24 from 3. We had 4 guys in double figures. And we had the ball with 10 seconds to go down 3 against the number 2 team in the country. We're getting better. We're getting better.
Coach, is this the best ice that's maybe played since come back from the illness as far as shooting, rebounding, assists?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to sound probably like an excuse, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. Through 7 games, I'm not sure there were 3 point guards playing better than him in the country. And he missed a month. Didn't practice, didn't play, didn't do anything at all. And it's not like he's got a game that's predicated on, let me just get in the gym and shoot a bunch of balls and get my jump shot back on. It's not how he plays. He needs time to see and flow. It's not lost on me that I think this was his 6th game back. So, progress.
You mentioned the 2-3 zone earlier. You ran it a bunch in the non-con, not as much in the Big 12 so far. Was there something that you saw from Baylor, or was it just what you think your team needed?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way to play them, to be perfectly honest. They've got 4 really dynamic guards. We held one of them under wraps, the other 3, when you're really good, when you're a national championship contender, when you're a Big 12 championship caliber team, you can have one of your starters score 0 and his backup get 16 and basically make all the big baskets late for them. That's what they are. So can we just line up and guard them man to man? Probably not, right? At some point, I can't let stubborn get us beat. My job is to help our team. And although I want to play man to man, the zone gave us a chance today. And we came up short, but I still think, that's how you got to play them. This year in particular. And they got 2 big guys who are more role guys. They embrace their roles and playing really well, but they don't run offense through them. So you got to contain those guys a little bit more off the dribble, and I think for the most part we did that. They got loose for a few threes, and really good players make them.
Seem to be able to play with a lot of tempo, especially in that first half. Can tempo get a little tricky whenever you have the lead in the second half late?
It can't for us. It's got to be something we commit ourselves to because it's when we're our best. Isaac Likely, Avery Anderson, those guys are really dynamic in transition. Got to allow them to have floor space and make plays, not just driving for themselves, but they're both a big part of the reason that Lindy and Thomas were 4 for 5 from 3. No, excuse me, 6 for 16. Like we make 6 threes. A lot of them were because those guys were penetrating and collapsing the defense. So, are there times we have to pick spots to get shots at certain spots of the game? Yeah, but for the most part, we have to be a team that plays in transition.